Hello there from Ice Blast, just 1 week before the end of the 2024 theme park season. A lot in this area has changed across the season, and not too much has changed in the area since my last update, but some work has been taking place on the tower, and I also said in my Grand Prix update, which uploaded last night at the time of upload, if all goes to plan, that I would do on these updates on Ice Blast. So here we go. We'll have a usual little speculate, we'll have a walk around the area and end it there. There's something I spotted on one of the food outlets on park a couple of weeks ago, which I'll mention, which has something to do with this ride. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So I think it was 2 weeks ago today, filmed one of these. The top of the tower had been taken down, put there. The scaffolding was all the way up to the top, and it still is all the way up to the top. But what else has changed? On the tower, nothing's changed in the area. The inspection platforms are still there. That red poncho's gone from the... no, it hasn't actually. That's really random, that doesn't matter. But that green thing, generator looking thing, that's not there. But the tower has started to have a little bit of paint. Now I believe, I've heard that it's sandblasting and crack testing, which is something they can do to check like that it's alright and not cracked and whatnot. Like, I'm obviously not an expert in this. They basically spray like the structure, make sure it's not cracked, and if it is, they can smoothen the surface of it basically. Because this is an old structure. This tower has been here since 1997, so of course it might need a few structural sort of maintenance periods in its time, especially with the weather here in Blackpool and the conditions it's had to put up with basically. You can just see there's little bits of grey paint on some areas of the tower all over the place. There's some at the bottom there. It's starting to go dark now, and it has been a bit of a dull day all day. There's been some speculation that it's going to get repainted anyway, whether that is the existing colour or obviously more recently, because that spray painting that they're doing now is the grey colour. The recent speculation is it's going to get repainted a different colour. I hope not, to be honest. Like, it'll take a bit of getting used to, let's put it that way, because it's obviously been white and red and blue all this time, and everything at this park is sort of turning white, not white, like grey and black and gold at the minute, so it'd be nice to keep those vibrant colours. Although if it was Viking themed next to this thing, the grey theme would fit that, the grey colour would fit that Viking theme a bit better, but we'll see what happens. There's all sorts of speculation going on, all sorts of possible outcomes. Is the Ice Blast name staying? Probably not, which I'll get onto in a moment. But for now, let's have another walk around, see if anything has changed in the area, which I don't think it has. I'll show some of the crack testing, sandblasting, spray painting, potential repaint, all that stuff, and then we'll end it there. The inspection platforms are still on the floor, and I don't remember this yellow sort of wire rope, whatever it is, but last week, but it does go all the way up the tower, I've just spotted. Don't remember that at all, but that is literally coming from the top of the tower all the way down this side, and yeah, big up box of scaffolding over here. Then the area's looking quite tidy, to be honest, in comparison to how it has done in the last couple of months when there's stuff all over the place like scaffolding, platforms and the poles. Obviously that is all in use now on the tower. Don't know what these things are, don't remember them. The top's still on the floor, the flag isn't, the beacon isn't on. Danielle actually said to me the other week, actually, like, it's funny how when that is on the top they have to have that red light on, but now that's on the floor, there's a big scaffolded structure up there, they don't have the sort of red light beacon for safety. Like the big one has one as well, might just be able to make it out. All tall buildings have it, all tall rides have it. So yeah, especially if it's near an airport. Just thought I'd mention Loki's is still closed, it's closed for the season, it's fully scaffolding. I think it was in the last Ice Blast update I put this in. It was scaffolded 2 weeks ago, weren't it? Top's still on the floor there. And to be honest, not much has really changed from this side. But apart from, oh, you can see a lot of the painting here actually. Just down there. See a lot of it from this side actually, a lot more than the other side. It's interesting. But is that the start of a repaint? Is it the underlayer that they need to do, or is it just things for the structure like the crack testing and the sandblasting to smoothing it out? Or is it to smoothing it out before they repaint it, obviously? Because like that may be a step that's needed. I don't have a clue. Don't think anyone... Oh, they've lit it up. That's nice. It's as if they know I'm filming. They've just lit Ice Blast up as I'm filming it. Look at that. It's coming back. It's coming back in some form. As Ice Blast, I don't know. That's pretty cool. Thanks guys. Thanks for lighting it up for me. But yeah, we can see the paint a bit better now. We'll see what happens. What would you like to see? What do you think will happen? Will it get repainted in that colour that's sort of there now, or is it just an underlayer? We saw Valhalla, it's a similar colour to Valhalla's new station. Valhalla wasn't always that sort of very, very dark grey colour, so yeah, we'll see what happens. It's pretty cool how they've lit up this like big scaffolding tower now, but you'd think that that means that, yeah, we're reopening this thing next year, because in the late night ridings in August, when there was no scaffolding at all, like even when the big one wasn't lit up and Infusion wasn't lit up, Ice Blast would be. I found that quite funny, but I don't know, I've gone off track. Tell you what then, before I end this, I'll have another walk around there while it's lit up. Here we go then, there's nowhere near as much paint as there is on the other side, or visible anyway. But I'm obviously only looking at the bottom of the tower. There's loads here. That's a big section. And then yeah, there's just random patches. So like I say, maybe it is just bits of testing or bits of the sandblasting to smoothen certain areas of it for now. But it looks nice lit up, to be fair. A nice lit up scaffolding tower. Scaffold the ride. There we go then, there's Ice Blast in the area around it, the little bits of paint that have been added to it. But is it actually going to be called Ice Blast when it reopens? A lot of people have suggested that it might be getting rethemed and it might be getting renamed, and to be honest with you, for marketing reasons, I think that would be the best thing to do now, so they could actually market it as being something relatively new. As I know a lot of us all know that it isn't new, but yeah, it's been closed for a full season. They must have spent a fortune on it with everything they're doing to it. Obviously removing the central pipes and eventually replacing them, I'm guessing. They might as well retheme it and sort of bring it back completely fresh. And it has obviously had multiple renames in the past, so when I say multiple, it's gone from, I think it's gone from PlayStation the ride to Tango Ice Blast to just Ice Blast. I might be wrong there, the Tango Ice Blast might not have been like a proper thing, but yeah, PlayStation the ride, let's have it. If they've put a lot of effort into it, so it'd be nice for it to come back completely fresh and marketable in a way that people will see it, that it's back open after seeing it closed this year. Remember that your Ice Blast, it was full of scaffolding when we went Pleasure Beach last year. It's open now, should we go back? Hopefully, you know. But what is my recent suggestion that no one has pointed out yet, that I've spotted recently, as to why I think Ice Blast might be renamed? Opposite the Alice in Wonderland ride, there's a food outlet at Pleasure Beach Resort called Beach Burger, and it sells burgers and hot dogs and loads, all that sort of stuff. And basically their menu has burgers themed to the rides, like with the names. So they have one called the Iconic, I think they have one called the Big One, and the Dipper, and I think they have one called Revolutionary, if I haven't said that already. Yeah, they have one called the Revolutionary. I managed to get a quick picture of the menu. Looked a bit weird while just taking a picture of the menu, but you know, you're welcome. There used to be a burger on that menu though called the Blast, theme to the Ice Blast. Now I've spotted, well, it was a few weeks ago, midweek, I had a random thought like, you know the Blast burger, I wonder if that's been removed from the menu. And if it has, is that suggestive to the name of Ice Blast staying or going? So obviously the following Saturday last week, which I didn't film on, an update for Ice Blast, but I did a Grand Prix one. I had a look at the Beach Burger menu, and there we go. Revolutionary was still there, the Iconic was still there, the big one was still there, but the Blast wasn't. We no longer have the Blast on the menu at Beach Burger, which suggests, you know, I mean, maybe it is because it's been closed all season, fair enough, but they might bring it back if Ice Blast comes back. But does that suggest that the Ice Blast name's going if they've removed a burger theme to it from the menu? I know it's a weird observation, but it's an observation, and they used to have food related to this. We obviously had the last ever flag as well, which used to be attached to this thing. The last ever suggests that it's no longer going to have a flag on there, it's no longer going to be called Ice Blast. So yeah, that just got me thinking, but probably made that into more of a ramble than it needed to be. But yeah, let me know, did anyone else spot that Blast burger? Have you ever eaten the Blast? Did you ever order the Blast burger at Beach Burger? I didn't, because I'm too fussy for that stuff with all the salads on, so didn't think I'd be stood here talking about burgers next to Ice Blast, but here we are. Thank you very much for watching this Ice Blast update. If there's any visible change, obviously there's only one more week left of the season now. If there's any visible change next week and I'm able to film one, I will film one last Ice Blast update. If not, then I probably won't. And this is the last one of 2024, but I'll hopefully get here in the closed season a couple times and see what happens with it, especially if it does get repainted, the scaffolding starts to come down potentially, it gets a new head. I can't wait to follow and see the outcome of all of this. And Grand Prix, go check that video out, Bowlerdrome. There's a lot going on at Pleasure Beach and to potentially look forward to, and I really hope it does live up to that potential. So we'll see what happens. I might do one of these next week, and I might not, probably will to be honest, but yeah, so stay tuned. I can't believe the season is ending a week today, but that's a ramble for another video. Thank you very much for watching this Ice Blast video. Stay tuned for the next one. Go check out the Grand Prix video from earlier to see the demolition of that ride, and I'll see you next week here from Blackpool Pleasure Beach Resort, Lancashire, outside of Ice Blast. For now.